Hi everyone. I'm here today to talk about opening the heart as always and my experiences of what is getting in the way of me opening my heart. I've been working with a mentor and she and I have been identifying shadows that I have within me that are holding me back from opening the heart and from basically living the life that I want to live and showing up in the world the way I want to show up. And one of the shadows that she and I have uncovered recently is shame. And you can even feel when I say the word shame, how that feels, and you can see it in my face and my body, how you maybe felt when I said the word. We all grew up with shame, right? And we still have it, and it's something to be aware of. Love vibrates up here at a really high vibration, love and joy and bliss and all of the wonderful emotions up here. And then down here is fear, and then right above fear is shame. And shame is a really low vibration. And unfortunately, we carry it in our bodies from who knows? I mean, we have it stored, right? We shoved it down from when we were children, when we were teenagers, when we were in our 20s, whatever. And we maybe still feel a lot of shame. So I'm going to uncover that with you today and tell you a little bit about how it's impacted my life. So first of all, we all, like I said, it's a cultural thing to shame people and to feel shame. You may have heard shame on you, right? Shame on you. And as parents, we might shame our children so they will do what we want them to do, right? We want them to show up in the world and be respectful and attuned to our values and our beliefs. And so we might shame them in order to change them. It's totally normal. It's been going on for years, right? Unless you're aware of that. So we maybe were shamed for things that we said or we did, or maybe we showed up wearing the wrong thing and we are shamed for that. So we've all had shame and been shamed, and we shame ourselves, right? In my particular life and situation, I think of a big event in my life. I got pregnant when I was 15 and had a baby when I was 16. So you want to talk about a lot of shame, right? In a small town where, for me, it was like, oh, how could have I done that? Like, I made that mistake. And I was so ashamed of myself for letting down my family and embarrassing myself and my family. And then now I have this wonderful 35-year-old son and 3 grandkids, and it's amazing. And all that shame that I took in, and who knows if that shame is even gone. I mean, like, it could, it's still in my body, it's still there. And so, and then growing up, or then further on, I have my kids, my 2 boys, and maybe I was shamed as a child. And then I start shaming my kids and being like, okay, boys, I'm a teacher in a district, a small district. You need to behave. We need to look like this. And so I did it to my kids, right? And hopefully they're not going to do it to their kids too. I mean, it's just a pattern, right? And so shaming is a big thing. And like I said, it's a really, really low vibration. And we want to get it out. So if we have a lot of shame stored in our bodies, that's something we want to be aware of. And so I'm working with this coach, this mentor, and she's talking about the shame I feel, and she's like, it's preventing, or that I have stored in my body, it's preventing you from showing up in life the way you need to show up and you want to show up. And I was like, gosh, you're probably, that totally resonates. And she goes, what does that mean to you? And I'm like, well, listen, like, I always want to show up, and I want people to like me. I want to show up and do the right things, and I want, so if I don't do all that, then I'm going to feel the shame. And she's like, yeah, we need to annihilate the shame that you have going on. And I'm giving you 24 hours to do something that's going to be totally scary for you. And you're you're not going to want to do it. And so I'm like, what? And she's like, well, how about tomorrow morning you wake up and you go to the grocery store and to get milk and bread, and you don't comb your hair, you don't put on makeup, and you wear your pajamas to the grocery store because you like to show up and you want everybody to think you have it all together, right? And I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I wake up the next day, and I mean, I'll be honest, like, I don't sleep very hard, so my hair looks like this when I wake up. I don't wear makeup, and my pajamas look like clothes. So it was really going to be hilarious if I mean, not hilarious, but it would be worthless for me to go to the grocery store like that because I wouldn't have felt any shame. I looked the same. So I'm like, okay, Deb, I'm not going to do that. What is it going to be? And so I just sat on it for a while, and I was at Target that afternoon, and I walked by the pajamas section, and they have these wonderful onesie pajamas for women nowadays, and there was a unicorn one, and I'm like, okay, I love that. I love unicorns. I'm getting that. So I bought it, went out into the parking lot, tore the tag off, put the onesie on, the unicorn, the hood up, and I marched back into Target to get my selfie to show my coach that I did this. And I marched back in, and as I'm walking in, I see someone, and I look down. I'm like, I can't even look at this person. I'm so embarrassed, right? Shame. And so I walk in, and then I see the next person. I'm like, nope, I'm going to make eye contact. And I put on a huge smile, and they smile back at me. And then I walk further in, and I see the next person, and they don't even look at me. And the next person, and pretty soon no one's even noticing me because I'm not ashamed, and I'm feeling like I'm comfortable in my own skin, right? And so I took my selfie, went home, showed it to her. She's like, wow, that was good. So I share this story with you because we all carry shame, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy for the heart. It's not healthy for the vibration and attracting what we want into our lives. So where do you hold shame? And where's your deep dark secret that you are afraid to share with the world? I used to just shake talking about being pregnant at 15 and a baby at 16, and now I've worked through that shame. Where is it in your life? So that's something just to think about. And maybe you could too show up at the grocery store without your hair done or your makeup on, or wear a costume into a store, or whatever it is. Just annihilating that shame that we carry and have, and so we can show up and do what we came here to do in this world, and not live in fear and not live in worry and wonder if people like us. And hopefully this has given you some permission to just be yourself. Some examples that, if you haven't watched Brene Brown, her Shame TED Talk, whoa, it's the most watched TED Talk, I believe, and it's a wonderful. And when you think about all the things we shame ourselves, like people who, if you drink too much wine one night, you shame, I'm so ashamed. You embarrass yourself, you shame yourself. You show up to a meeting and you're in a suit and everybody's in jeans, you're shaming yourself. So it happens all the time, and it's such a low vibration. And if we can just learn to lighten up and laugh at ourselves and not care what other people think of us, and it's just going to be such a healthier life for us. So I'm on here sharing my story. Hopefully it's going to trigger, in a good way, some ideas for yourself, and you can heal the shame that's repressed in you, shoved down in you, and you can also be a light for other people. All right, that's all I've got today. I'd love to hear your story, and if this resonates with you, reach out and let me know. Don't forget to to subscribe on my YouTube, because if I get 100 people subscribing, then I actually become an official site. So I think that's how it works. I'm learning. All right, take care. Namaste.